Hello, welcome. This is Oneindia News and I am Akash. Even the staunchest of the Sri Lankan followers wouldn't have imagined the Indian batting struggle as embarrassingly as they did in the first one-day international. Were it was not for MS Dhoni's knock, the side would have not even reached the three-figure mark. Under the new captain, the Indian side will try to shrug off the hugely disappointing loss at Dharamsala as they head to Mohali for the second game. Here, how India's lineup could look like for the second game. Let's talk about the openers first. Rohit Sharma got off his captaincy debut in the worst possible way, seeing his side to be reduced for 16 for 5. India's 24th ODI skipper himself couldn't get going and struggling to score just 2 runs on 13 balls before he became Lakmal's first victim. There will be an added pressure on him to set his game in the second ODI, as the load mounts on the top order with the fragile middle order not holding up well. Shikhar Dhawan had been on one of his career best after making his comeback with the Champions Trophy and flattened the Sri Lankan lineup on their own home soil earlier this year. However, he blew hot and cold during the ODI series against New Zealand as well as the Sri Lankan Test series that followed, something that has been the characteristic of his career. In the first ODI, he got out on a duck after facing just 6 deliveries, which was the starting point of India's humiliating collapse over the next 16 overs. He might have to be more cautious in the initial overs if he intends to shrug off this minor blip. Now let's talk about the middle order. The absence of Virat Kohli did hurt the Indian team pretty bad in the first ODI, signalling how he is absolutely indispensable for the side and help maintain its balance. To fill the void, Ajinkya Rahane could be brought in at number 3 to provide some much needed stability in the upper middle order. With Rohit and Dhawan set to bat at the top of the order, Rahane will have trouble replacing either of the two. But a chance in the middle order could give the 29-year-old a new lease for life in his ODI career, which has been a start-stop until now. For a very long time, Karthik has been trying to make a case of himself as the solution for the India's long-standing problem of finding the ideal number 4. Having played for Tamil Nadu and in the IPL at number 4, Karthik has been confident that he will be able to steal the spot in the lead-up to the 2019 World Cup. However, he failed to impress in the first ODI. With the side struggling at 2 for 2, Karthik had the ideal time to pitch in with a valuable contribution, but departed 4 overs later after a horrid 18-ball duck. 23-year-old Shreyas Iyer was drafted into the ODI side, pipping other experienced options to get a slot in the middle order. Having played only 320 internationals, Iyer got to make his ODI debut in Dharamsala game, but 27 balls and 9 runs later, he was India's 5th person to head back to the dressing room. He has been in a rich vein of form in the domestic cricket and will be itching to put his debut behind and carry on forward. The man who made a legacy out of being the ideal crisis man, MS Dhoni shut his critics with a lone battle that was the only bright spot in a horrid batting display. Absorbing all the pressure that had accumulated with the side reeling at 29 for 7, Dhoni managed to take India to the 3 figures with a stubborn counter-acting knock. While the search for his replacement as a finisher is still on, Dhoni continues to stay relevant in the 50-over format and remains India's best bet in a struggling middle order. Now let's talk about the all-rounder. The inconsistent performance from Hardik Pandya will have made the team's followers tug their hair in frustration. The all-rounder has looked increasingly vulnerable when batting under pressure, especially against the moving ball. He has shown tremendous promise in the past and can be India's long-term option for the all-rounder slot, lest he irons out his flaws. Now let's talk about the bowlers, and firstly the seamers. Back into the Indian team after taking a short break to get married, Bhuvneshwar Kumar gave the team its second breakthrough, providing a hint of a chance in a short chase by dismissing Dharamsala in the 6th over. The new and the improved pacer, fitter and possessing more pace and control in his arsenal, he played the first test in the 3-match series that recently ended, but still finished with the best figures for the side. Meanwhile, one of India's most improved players over the past 1.5 years, Jasprit Bumrah, had impressed one and all with his exceptional control over the white ball and the ability to slip in Yorkers at will. He was recently rewarded with a ticket for the Test series in South Africa, and Bumrah will be all the more inspired to put his best performance to display before the side embarks for the Rainbow Nation. Though he has seamlessly made his transaction into the Indian team, Kuldeep Yadav still needs to prove himself for an extended period of time to cement his place in the side. His unique and rare bowling style has edged out Ravindra Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin, but the 22-year-old needs to turn more of his promise into performance, as he did in his hat-trick against Australia in October. And lot will be riding on him, as he did not get any chance to bowl in the first game. Along with Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzvendra Chahal has managed to form the bulk of India's spinning resources in limited overs recently. A clever bowler who plays to his strength, Chahal doesn't think twice before tossing the ball and enticing the batsman into false stroke. In the first ODI, his only contribution to the game came with a bat, where he tried to lend MS Dhoni for the last wicket with a 9-ball unbeaten stay at the crease. But the Indian fans will be hoping that they don't see a batting collapse as bad, or the image of Chahal with a bat in hand soon. So these were the probable 11 that Team India could play with in the second ODI match at Mohali in a do-or-die game. Well, that's all for now, but for more news and updates, log on to oneindia.com, and please don't forget to like and share this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to One India News channel.